Hello guys, welcome back to the Comrades Corner. This is Sawene Disguise and we are here at Culture Hub TV with an amazing team from Kibabii University. We are here to educate you, to educate ourselves, and to also learn more about things that are affecting us in the university, in campus, and in our lives generally. So today we are handling this topic, let's just call it My Body for Marks. You know, this is something that has been affecting university students sana, both male and female. You find that there are these ladies who go to school, they don't study, they go there and have fun, they party, and then they end up selling their bodies to maybe lecturers for them to get marks. It's not just happening to ladies, it's also happening to men. We find these female lecturers, they end up having sex or something with boys, with young boys, and then they end up giving them marks. So you find these people graduate from the university with very high grades, they go out there and then they do not deliver. So this is something that we are going to discuss at length today. So first, we will first introduce ourselves from my right, from my far right, tujue tunaongeleshwa na kina nani, alafu we get down to the topic. Yes.
Well, I'm Faith Chef Kimoi.
Yes.
From Kibabii University.
Karibu sana. Next.
I'm a Padre Alan from Kibabii University.
Karibu.
I'm Pesh Mwende.
Sawa.
Suzanne Nanze from Kibu.
Samita Mwasia Sultan, Kibu.
Sultan.
Jessica Chebet.
Samuel Wanjala from Kibu.
Sawa. This is a team from Kibabii University, and first we want to get the deeper meaning of we want to understand why our bodies for marks. Let's get a clear understanding from Pesh, from Penina.
Okay, I would say the so-called My Body for grades. It's a wide thing. It's a very sensitive thing that I think as a society we cannot ignore this. And this topic or this thing mostly affects the ladies. Although our brothers are affected, ladies tend to suffer from this mostly. And you find that ladies tend to engage in this sababu ya reasons tofauti. And among the very thousand reasons that we might mention at the end of the day, among them is the missing mark. So most of the time wakati mtoto wa kike they are faced with the issue of marks, they end up because of the fear of not graduating. You don't want to redo the course, you don't want to lose everything. Then at the end of the day you end up gonna give in. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, in addition to Pesh,
yes,
unawezapata kwamba like mimi niko under peer pressure, like naona Pesh vinya anajivaa, like she's expensive. Now I want to chip in also to get money for me to live a good and expensive life.
So this time round it's not just about the grades, but it's also about the lifestyle. Okay, Samita, tell us your own.
I try to correct Penina hapa kusema kwamba the ladies suffer, but at a time naona wana enjoy. Kwa sababu lecturer si hao ndio wanaendea lecturer ama tamtu. Kuna wengine wanaendea lecturer wenyewe. So ukiendea lecturer, imagine wewe hujasoma, umekuwa ukipiga party hapo enjoying around the institution, mpiga shughuli zako. Alafu unapata grade ya A. Mimi mse nimeenda class 90% na napata D. Unaona umeenjoy, hakuna kusafa hapo. Ufichi tukitoka hapo nje grade yako itakuwa kuokona. Yet ukweli tu haukusoma. So hakuna kusafa, ni luck pale mwingine.
But then Samita, look at it at this perspective, whereby nimefanya mfano nikasema these ladies wako na kesi ya missing mark, and most of the time our lecturers ndio wako tu na hizi marks and then hawataki kuwekea kwa portal. At times pia when a lecturer approaches you and then you don't give in, anaweza enda pia na atoe marks zako kule kwenye portal. At the end of the day wako sure you will go ukawaongelesha ndio kuwekea marks kwa portal. So for them ndio kuwekea marks, you have to comply. They undress you or whatever that they request, ndio in turn upate grades. At the same time, saa zingine hadi unaweza enda kwa lecturer unapata like umeenda tu labda kusaidie ama pengine uko na issue kwa portal. Sasa zingine not necessarily the issue of the marks but labda amekuwa akona interest na wewe ama anakucrushia. At the end of the day unapata anakuweka kwa situation whereby you cannot even escape that. Yeah, now that being a lady, you see, don't understand the sex for marks thing or the sexual harassment as just penetration or just something. We go through a lot of things and this thing literally cuts across so many things. Yeah.
Faith, you have a different understanding of this?
Well, for my case, I think I support Fesh to some point. Because most of the students in campus, a good percentage of them, they are from humble backgrounds.
Okay.
So, yeah, coming to the point of missing marks because of maybe fees, or maybe someone was missed some marks because of failing to do a cut, for major reasons, for one or two, you find out that when they approach the lecturers, that is when the issue comes in. Because most of the lecturers actually, some, they are financially stable kind of. So when you approach them and then explain your issue to them, instead of actually helping you the way your father would have helped you, that is when they
take advantage.
Yeah, they take advantage of your situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in this case, you like you're here, you come from a poor background, maybe let's say it like that. You don't you've gone away for school fees, maybe you've not had that cut. You're coming back, you really want marks, you don't want to disappoint your parents, so you end up giving in for what the lecturer wants so that you can be given the free marks.
Not even the free marks actually. Let's say for instance you actually did your cut, but there is an intention that the lecturer had. For instance, maybe anakukrushia for instance. Then you find out that you just can't say no. Like ni situation imekuforce. Then again at home.
Which situation?
Okay, the situation is here.
Which situation?
Alright, let's say for instance the situation that we started our academic year, let's say 2019. Our parents expect us to graduate at the right time, which is 2023. Now the rest of the students will graduate, which you are expected that you are also graduating with them. The issue of missing mark comes here. It was not kubenta kwako.
By the way, the issue of missing mark inakuja aje kwanza? How did you miss the cut? Now why did you miss the class? Before kwanza tuanze kwa lecturer, why did you miss the class?
Excuse kidogo nikukate. Sikiza, iko hivi. Nilifanya cut, nikafanya exam. But kuna intention yule kamekuwa anakucrashia for long. So, anataka kuchukua yako ka chance, akunyime 2 marks uende umtafute.
But imagine kwa handbook ya all institutions inakupea chance ya kuclaim kitu unataka.
Exactly.
Kuna rules but kitu ina happen kwa sisi as students, we ignore that handbook.
Exactly.
Excuse me, let me stop you. For instance, you are saying that we are ignoring it. You know, these lecturers, they always have a way of kukweka kwa something like a cocoon that you can't think outside the box. Wakikuthreaten, there's no way you like sijui yo I'm going to do this and that.
Hakuna kitu lecturer anaweza kuthreaten na happen kwa sababu gani? Amekuthreaten hata kunyima cut, si ndio? Ama atakuwa hiyo cut ulifanya, wenzako waliona ukifanya. Amekataa kukusaidia kabisa. Bring out to your people, hao watu na tunasema class yako iko na 14. Comrades power is the strongest power before the power of God. Sasa unaweza ambia watu 5 na muende muambie COD kwamba did the cut na ilifanyika hapo. But if you miss the cut on your own, hapo ndio sisi kama class tutakosa kuingilia ama kama wenzako watasaidia kusaidia. But kama ulifanya cut genuinely, no way anaweza fanya hivi. Na lecturer akikunyima marks kwa sababu gani? Amekuangusha mtihani kwa sababu ulitaka. But you can apply for remarking.
Unaweza pata in that situation that somebody fears. Yani mtu anaogopa hata kwenda ku address mtu aseme ati sijui ni marks yangu sijui nini. Hadi unapata kuna watu wanakufa na personal problems.
That is not personal. Okay, let's get understanding from Epale then tupate from other.
Okay. Kulingana na mimi, what I see as a comrade, you know, we have rules and regulation guiding all the institutions. So in the student's handbook, you know, kama lecturer anakupush to a situation, unashauriwa you have a phone, but they learn to carry. Kama unaona anaweza kuletea shida, carry a phone for you can do. Unaweza mrekodi bwana, unaweza akikuforce you can easily take yani uonyesha kwamba anataka kufanya vitu zingine, na ukishabeba hiyo evidence yako ukifikisha Senate, let me tell you, lecturer anaweza poteza kazi because haina haja uvumilie na kitu anakutumia anakutaka wewe, anataka mwenzako pia. Unajua kisha kutumia wewe huwa anakuweka kando.
May I ask you a question? Yes. What happens when you have recorded it, then you are going to report it to someone, let's say the one who is the head of the Senate, and you find that huyo mkubwa wa Senate ni wife ama ni husband ya huyo jamaa mwenye umemrecord.
Bra, umeona? Let me tell you.
On the same perception.
Acha tupate ya Wanjala.
On the same perception, I think the issue of girls giving in, from my own point of view, it is their desire. Haikuangi kulazimishwa.
Yeah.
Because a lady comes to school to study. But anapatana na group fulani anaona yenyewe I need also to live a certain life. And we have what we call parental pressure. You know, some of us we pretend to be more powerful, but when we get at home, our parents become so much rude when it is matters of education. So it forces you to use any means to get those marks. So ladies, what I can say about ladies about this thing, in fact these ladies, in fact they make many to suffer. Because when you get with a lady in any office and you found a man, you are claiming for the same missing mark. Mwanaume utaambiwa wewe toka nje. Then a lady will say, hey, lady, how can I help?
Let me support him.
And at the same point, instead of you going in there as a student, you start smiling to a lecture. Then you akikuuliza, oh, I want this and this and this, let's meet and take supper at let's say Hillview Hotel. Hillview Hotel, you have never been in Hillview. So you think Hillview is heaven. So you given to come in a hotel. How, you know, it's simple, you can't expect to turn down a man na umekuja naye hotel. Unaona? So we lecturer he end up anaweza like kukufrustrate, he can frustrate you. How do you expect umekuja hapo umekula kuku ya mtu ya 1100 then uende huko shule useme I don't give any to lecturer on which basis? Unaona? So sometimes we end up claiming that you wanaumizwa. But it is the high time that ladies also should know that when you come to school, at least learn to focus.
Okay.
If you want a good grade, learn to focus. You can't tell me that you can do your cut very well. A lecturer is crashing on you. Uende kwa ofisi, akwambia haya sina marks yako. Na wewe pia unajua ukifika kwa ofisi, you learn to be presentable and also learn to be serious na kitu imekupeleka hapo. Wezi fika kwa office, excuse me sir. You know, and then we have what we call a personal appearance. You know, unafika kwa ofisi unapata lecturer amekaa isamane, and a human being is always a human being. And crashing on you is not a mistake or si makosa.
Yes.
Because he has that feeling. So akikwambia nakupenda si makosa, unaona? So akikwambia nakupenda na umeenda hapo max, if you will be focused na usema I came here for this and this, please kindly help me. Na ukuwe serious. Ule lecturer pia anaangalia. Ule nikiongea hivi atasemaje? Because anajua this point, as my fellow Samita has said, when you take a lecturer in a senate that amekufanya hivi na hivi, that lecturer automatically, it has happened in Kibabii before. If you take it na wasema uko na evidence alikuwa ananikatia like the guy has said amerecord, and the point of useme sasa tuseme lecturer huyo ni bibi ya, let's say bibi yake ndo mkubwa wa senate. Sasa bibi yake ata support hiyo kitu ende through kwa sababu this guy is cheating on you.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
So and in that senate we also have what we call legislators. So you can't tell me uko na record umerecord alafu ufika ukaambia wewe ulikuwa unataka kuchezea lecturer. No, it can't happen.
Yeah.
It's always about having an evidence on what you have gone through.
Chebet, exactly. You want to say something?
Yeah, I want to support Wanchala because in campus most of the students walikuja wakiwa wamepita, si ndio? Na wesi expected unapoteza marks, juu unafuatana na marks, no. Kama tu wewe umetaka tu lecturer ni hivyo. Hakuna kusema eti ni unafuatana na lecturer for marks. Ni wewe tu ni girls.
Yeah.
Most of the girls wanaenda huko wanapotea kwa parties nini, alafu wanapata soup kufanya retake, alafu sasa hapo watagive in to juu uwezani eti kusema sasa aje sasa nirudie tena urudie class, hauwezi. Au girls tu watakubali tu na upate hiyo marks for free hivyo na ni hivyo tu. Hii kitu tu ni girls tu wamechifanya tu kujidakia tu. Juu mimi nimekuja university, hakuna siku eti hata nimekuwa na missing mark. Hakuna siku eti nimefuatana like na lecturer for marks nini. Kama ni missing mark nafanya narudia na naekewa marks yangu. Hivyo.
Just as a supplement. Unajua wasichana si kwa class kuna msichana ana date na Lake. Anajisikia yani akisikia you to Lake. Unaona tu anajibamba venye anavaa venye anatuongelesha ndio anajua akona nini, akona security, ako immune.
Unaona sasa which security? Lecturer ni mmoja.
So sikia.
Unit ni ngapi?
Sikia. Hata kama ni mmoja si ndio? But ile wasichana wanakuanga that pride. Yani venye yako
lazima mjue.
Lazima tu yani venye anakula ana change, kuvaa ana change, kuongelesha ana change. Alafu fun enough me being a class rep ndio inafaa niongee na Lake. Alafu dema anakuambia leo Lake hatapatikana. Leo ako Mombasa. Unashinda how come?
Akona first hand information.
Unajuaje na mimi mwenyewe sijajua. Unaona ana communicate kwa group. Lake ameenda Mombasa. Is like what is happening?
Class rep you lose meaning.
Yeah, yani unaonekana ni kama ufanya hata kazi. Someone is taking on your role. Paka unashangaa. Nenyewe after umeconfirm anakuambia ukweli niko Mombasa. Then hiyo nayo ni wasichana wanataka because sifa hivyo.
So how do you end up relating with such people?
As a class
like in class kukiwa na mtu ana date lecturer, let's say it's a girl ana date lecturer and it's very obvious. Ninyi watu kama class huwa mna relate na those people aje?
So unamwacha tu a date na yeye, hakuna relate na yeye.
Tunamchukulia poa tu. Tunamchukulia sawa and we take it normal because we give them time and we know your relationship ya Lake wataachana tu. Ufresha na ishanga tu. Fresh semester 1 kifika semester 2 inaanza kufikia, kifika second year umeisha, kuna wengine wanakuja. Alafu sasa akishaachwa, alafu tunamuuliza tunamchoma kiplani.
Kwa character development.
Yeah. True. So to me nasema wasichana wetu wenyewe unaenda hapo unataka jina, kutengeneza jina, you want good food na unajua kuenja mjiwezi si ndio? Learn to stay your life. Live according to your own capacity, economic capacity. Wacha kujilazimisha. Be yourself. If you're not yourself, trust me, wewe mwenyewe utajipeleka tu kwa moto. And then kitu kingine msichana kama uko shule ulikuja kusoma and you know kusoma is everything to me.
Exactly.
Just focus for your future. I'm sure hakuna Like hata kunyima marks. Umesoma umepita. And for instance marks zinarudishwanga si ndio wakimark. Sasa wakirudisha alafu wakunyime cut marks, you have the evidence, you keep them. So you can produce them anywhere and it can be inaweza kuwa certain kwamba yenyewe Lake akona intention mbaya. And trust me, akiona intention mbaya anaweza poteza kazi. And they fear.
Do you think parents are have a hand in what is happening to us tukiwa shule?
Yeah,
basically parents have a hand.
Yeah, they must have a hand.
Okay, how? Let's get a perspective from nani Samita.
Mimi kwangu I don't think if parents have their hand in
sababu pia Wanjala amekuwa na kataa.
With me I can say parents have a hand.
Okay.
No, at some point. You know, I came to realize that most of us we come in school, we meet people, different people, then we start engaging, then we develop their characters, but the background where we come from is different. So with me as a lady, he has no marks. And some of our parents they are digital parents. Huwezi mdanganya sisi huko tunafanya mtihani wataweka tu kwa degree without kumuonyesha semester 1 ulipata nini, semester 2 ulipata nini. So this lady end up fearing the parental action that he or she might take at home.
Yes.
Sasa anaenda kwa lecturer kumwambia Lake, I didn't do a certain cut. Unaona? So please kindly help me. Kwa sababu anajua ukifika nyumbani mzae kitu ya kwanza leta simu yako, najua portal hebu weka password nifungulie Max. Sasa wewe kufungua Max mzee anaona uko na supplementary ama uko na kadash huko mbele. Nakuuliza kwani hii mtihani wenzako akifanya ulienda wapi? And you know hata ukimdanganya we have some parents who are so much that optimistic with your life. watauliza what happened, hata waende to a point of consulting. So parents sometimes they have a hand because they force someone to do something to appease them or to make them happy.
But you see, so not all parents are digital.
Yeah.
Not parents are that caring wanafuatilia studies.
Yeah, sure.
We are not every parent.
Yeah.
We've very few.
But ukifika sasa point ya kugraduate, you know hata kama parent yako is not caring, he will expect you to graduate.
Yeah, but you can graduate with a gown only. Wengine hata wajui eti hiyo booklet iko ya graduation. Unaweza omba gown ufae na ugraduate, parents wengine hata jua.
Yeah, honestly, let me say honestly. Unajua hata kama parent wako hajasoma is good ni hivyo, but ako na marafiki, ako na watu wa karibu wanamwambia kwa mfano majirani ati mimi wangu ana graduate siku fulani. Atamwambia ile they talk. I believe si ati parent wako anakanga tu kwa nyumba wanaongea and they know.
But consider siku hizi graduation na kuanga online. Ndio watu watakuja sasa kutafutia marks hivyo ni online.
Lakini wacha niwaambie apart whether is online ama physical to me kugraduate unajua
mzazi wako atajua.
Mzazi wako lazima alafu utatafuta kazi. Kuna siku utatafuta kazi akwambie makaratasi zako those certificates ama the so called degree. At a time it will be required.
Mimi yake niulize mbona usigraduate the same time na wengine kwa sababu ya missing mark ama kwa sababu ya lecture ama kwa sababu gani?
Yes, because of you don't have marks.
We have issues ya marks as a point. We have issues maybe akufanya exam fulani
akona soup
akona hizo
ama retake
hizo inazuia aje ku graduate.
Hey bro,
una soup inazuia aje graduate?
How can you graduate minus marks?
Kama uko na soup si kuna time unapewa before graduation ufanye soup.
Yes, maybe, but we are saying hii situation chukulia hivi.
It's not maybe, it's a must time ipigwe kwa hapo.
Lakini samita saa zingine unafanya hiyo soup unapata retake. Inakuchukua the year back. Utagraduate na hiyo.
Samita, sikia.
Mlango ya nyuma ni
wapi? Mimi na mlango wa nyuma samita.
Mbona umepata soup?
Ulikuja tu unajiweka party after party, starehe after starehe.
So hiyo ni yako, si hata mtoto anusikaje hapa.
Kuna kitu hapa mimi naona. Kwa mfano, I've had mtu mwenye alifaa graduate 2019 up to date haja graduate. Sababu kubwa yeye alikuwa anafikiria vitu ziko sawa, akaangalia marks ziko but kukaribia sasa akaenda paka kwa shule ku confirm because he want to be very sure graduate. But mbaya anaangalia kuna mambo na cut, kuna mambo na nini, alafu akajaribu kujaribu kufuatilia hapo hizo vitu. Nakwambia like kumpata wanakuambia unajua labda kama alikufunza first year ama second year anaweza kuwa alihama
ama alienda out of the country.
Yeah, so it becomes a challenge.
Can I cut you? Una transcript siku hizi
na makosa ni
alafu makosa ni yako mwenyewe.
Si mzazi hata ajui hiyo. Mzazi haisikana na hiyo kwa sababu
gani? Ndio, but do you know, okay, hiyo ni makosa imekupata. Nani akosangi? Kila mtu anakosanga at a time. So for girls, ikifikia hiyo extent unajua msana anaonanga nini niende hizi vitu zote, nipige hizi vitu zote anapiga troopers.
Tunaona kwa girls ya mnyame jipin. Amnyame ingia mwenyewe tu.
Si ndio tunasema wasichana wenyewe wanajiingiza, wanajiupeleka. I want hizo vitu zote zenye nimeongea zote wenyewe. So they should not say sisi tuna nini tunaumia. In fact wanafurahi sana. They are happy.
Nina acha tupepe naongea alafu ndajibu kuhusu parents. I think I need to protect parents hapo sana vile wanjala.
So mimi at that point on parents you know we don't come from green pastures all of us. Wewe ukuje shule inafika third year una mtihani ya first year. You didn't do 1.2 because of school fees. So is the parent responsibility to pay school fees or not?
It is the parents.
Yes, in responsibility yake. Sasa ameshindwa kulipa fees. Wewe unataka ugraduate. And you know sometimes hata hii duniani it is so fun. Unafika 40 year inatakana ugraduate, hujamaliza. Kuna mtu ashakwambia bro kuna job bahali. Immediately you land in, wewe uko na kazi. So unaangalia what should I do? A lady goes there anapata hakuna kitu anapata. Anakuja mzazi baada anamwambia there is no school fees you can do. Pesa yenye yako nayo, let me pesa yenye yako.
Level parents are to be blamed.
Yeah.
No.
They should. school.
Kama hajalipa school fees.
Yes. Yes.
Hajalipa school fees. Ndio maana wewe hujafanya mtihani. No wonder you're not graduating.
You're not graduating, si ndio? Hii graduating wakati demu umeenda hapo ya jipin kwa lecturer na umeenda mfanya mtihani marks, ndio? Hiyo ni wewe umetaka. Kwa sababu huyu mzazi hata kupeleka mbio kwamba graduate. Jua anajua hajalipa fees, hajapata pesa.
You are aging, bwana. You are aging.
So it's your aging.
Now in such a
if it's aging sawa, lakini if it's a parents
now,
haina shida.
in such a case wewe hujafanya exam because your parent has not provided school fees.
Yes.
Wewe uki-end up as a girl or as a man, uki-end up kuingia kwa hiyo mtego ya lecturer, ufanye 1-2 na lecturer ndo akupe hizo marks so that you graduate. Is that wrong? Is that wrong? Just mzazi wangu anilipi school.
Yeah.
Okay, the parent here is not being responsible. They're supposed to pay my school fees so that nimalize shule the correct time. I'm also supposed to continue with my life and do other things.
Yes.
Yeah,
In this case, nimeshikika kabisa. There's nothing I can do. The only option I have is to give him
Hiyo ni ukweli.
It's not wrong, it's the topic. We are but you fanya hivyo, you have answered the topic.
But
that is our topic. Then
Mona
kosa.
No, but me nasema that is from my own perspective. So you have to defend what you are saying. But for me naona when a parent is not being responsible, that is the option. That is the only option I have.
So nifanya aje? What should so Samita tell us you have stayed in campus 8 years, ndio? Waiting that one at a point your parent will get money. And hiyo 8 years unapatanga lecturer anakwambia wewe unafanyia hapa huruma. Why can we do this? Wewe una turn down because my parent will pay, ndio? You reach 8 years in campus still bado hawajalipa. And you need to quit bwana. You are aging bwana.
Hapo utakubali tu situation.
nataka kuadd kitu.
What if una hii story na help? Yes,
okay, mambo na help, for example, mimi 1.1 first year imekataa. It has refused.
Imekataa kwa nini?
Imekataa tu, imekataa. Budget, pesa ilipunguzwa ya kuja kwa help ilipunguzwa. So si watu wote watapata.
Ilikupunguzia peke yako.
Hata help Samita haitoshi kulipa hiyo fees.
Bro, 75,000.
Wengi wampata help sana.
75,000 Kenyans first year watapata.
Wengi wampata help.
Alafu acha nikuulize
Unalafu sikiza help. Una mimi niko na kiza yangu hakupata lakini
hiyo help ni kidogo.
Kuna watu hajapata.
That help cannot sustain.
Sasa kama tujapata
Hiyo help haiwezi kusustain.
hujapata help ama umepata na ni kidogo. What do you do?
it goes with priorities. Priorities ni vitu za
Sasa
utakufa juu ya fees.
nani landlord mgani anakutupia hivi?
Guys, semester mzima ulipi pesa ya mtu alafu
unaenda kwa nyingine.
sasa unahama aje na unaacha.
Samita, remember, hii help unapewa. Not a CRT, it's not a guarantee that if you apply for help,
utapewa.
It's not.
it's not a guarantee.
Yeah,
It is not guaranteed kwa watu wameingia freshers peke yake. Hao first
that help, ukipewa that
Ni
help,
kidogo.
hiyo help ni kidogo. Itatosha kulipa your school fees,
Rent.
itoshe paka kulipa
Mimi
rent.
priorities ni vitu za maana.
Sasa now
You will give priority to your studies.
Kwa fees kwanza. Sikiza.
Class
bila kukula.
Hiyo
pesa.
Sawena. Unaona hiyo pesa ya help. 1 week. Ishangi. Isiku 1 week kisha TV. Mtu ana hiyo pesa. So the other weeks
ai Samita bwana.
Sasa sikia bro. Samita.
wewe peke yako. Uliza.
Samita.
Acha tusikie from Faith na Penina wamenyamaza sana. I think wamekuwa wana load vizuri. Nataka nyinyi tuambie. What is your take on this? What is your point on this?
Okay, as for me, in as much as you people are insisting on the point that this the body for marks thing and the whole thing inakuwa ni kwa hiari ya wanawake, at some point here and at some point I disagree with you. There is an example that I gave whereby you are put into a situation whereby you can't even evade. And thank God mumeongelea hiyo story ya mwanafunzi amekosa karo and the parents being ignorant or sometimes perhaps they are not in a position to cater for our needs. You talk about help and literally depending on help loan, it's very, I would say it's very terrible. You literally can't depend on help. Back at home wengine tumetoka kwa kijiji whereby the community is very much biased. Wengine hata wameambiwa tukienda kwa chuo kikuu, perhaps hadi tunalipwa. So they tend to be a bit reluctant. So when your parents don't pay your fees, you might not sit for your exams at the right time hawana wale wengine. So ile option inapeana in most of the campuses, you sit for a special exam. When you have to sit for a special exam, most of the lecturers who mark your exams, they are not the lecturers who taught you. They are different lecturers. For example, in Kibabii University, most of the lecturers are part-time lecturers wanafunza in some other universities. So looking for that lecturer, perhaps hadi yuko tu, and then you have to call them, telling them that unataka hizo marks. Saa zingine you make a follow-up, like I've heard of cases unaenda hadi kwa the head of department, they tell you to go look for the lecturer, and you're a lady. So you given that, you have that burden of going looking for the lecturer. So hii harakati ya kwenda kumtafuta lecturer, explaining to them that, and vile nimesikiza mkiongea pia, I feel like pia nyinyi mko biased vile community iko. Most of the time when our women are sexually harassed, most of us tend to think to blame the women. Most of the time when if you are engaged in sexual harassment or perhaps you are raped, the very first questions zenye utaulizwa hata ukienda kureport, how were you dressed? Did you do something perhaps to trigger them? Okay, did you seduce them? How did you see it? How were you dressing? And I'm like, okay, like literally the way someone is dressing, it's not a reason enough to justify sexual harassment. And most of the time, we have laws in our country, but the problem is the implementation of the law. Because in our constitution section 2006 of sexual harassment, the law is very well highlighted. But then, I like the way TSC does its thing. When a high school teacher or a primary teacher is found with some sexual cases, they lose the job. But when we go to universities,
TSC
mwalimu wa TSC akipatikana na kesi ya
TSC ukipatikana na nini kesi ya the primary was huyo like mwalimu alipewa rape msichana akuvutwa kazi, alitransfer akapelekwa Turkana mpaka leo kuvutwa kazi Turkana mpaka sasa hivi.
I think if you make a good follow up Samita, what literally happens, mwalimu akipatikana na kesi ya sexual harassment, you lose the job.
It depends with whom you know.
Ndo maana amesema implementation ya law.
That brings in the issue of corruption, and how I wish the same thing was reinforced in our universities and every other higher learning institution. It is not only happening in universities, and even in KMTCs, even in teachers training college, every institution, as long as it's a higher training, it's a higher learning institution, the same thing is happening.
This matter is supposed to be looked at in depth.
Yeah, it's something that the community should not ignore, because our girls are really suffering.
Sawa. Let's get
Sawa, before Faith aonge, bana, I want to tell our ladies.
I'm giving you 1 minute.
Handbook ya university iko na kila kitu na iko na rules zote. Na I have a friend mwenye alikatiwa na lecturer na akatishia lecturer niko naenda kuipeleka kwa senate. Mpaka leo hii ni mwaka mmoja inaenda kuisha. The same lady baada anakula pesa ya lecturer, lecturer akiprotect kwamba udemu aseme. Kwa sababu gani? This lecturer fears na anajua implication hizi kitu.
Yeah, Samita, and that's why I was almost to say that law inafaa ikuwe reinforced to our universities. Tuseme kwa mfano, universities, most of the universities, lecturer akipatikana na case kama hiyo, maybe they are charged with a fee of almost 100,000. It is so cheap kwa mtu kama lecturer to raise that. Instead, Samita, because it's so obvious that you have a sister, and at the end of the day they are going to suffer. What we should do as a society then, it is to look at the victims. Let us look at what the victims of the same harassment are going through. Let us discourage our lecturers from this. What if the lecturers knew that there is a bigger repercussion of doing this?
They wouldn't do that.
Yeah, the chances are going to reduce.
Exactly.
I think the solution is looking at how we can stop this instead of just debating about it. Na ziendelee kufanyika. There are serious cases. There's a time back in 2013 I heard of a case whereby a university student of Makerere University, she was banned out by the set because of just coming out and speaking the issue. Most of the time ladies go through this and they don't talk about it because to someone at times it looks like a big ask. So, and the community peer, iko very much biased. Una end up and the issue of corruption you may bring in. Unaweza kuhata tunaweza pata the next thing she's not alive, she's dead, all of a sudden kitu hamuelewi. Yeah, so most of the time I think like it is something that the community should not ignore and look at that.
Wow, thank you so much for that. Hey, with emotions. Oh my god, that has been amazing, amazing. Thank you so much guys for watching our video. We will continue to discuss this topic at length. Next time we will be bringing to you this same conversation, but from a parent's perspective, a lecturer's perspective, and what have you, like people who are in the shoes now. This time round it's been students, and we are going to explore this topic sana. So it's been an amazing conversation. Najua haijaisha, tumemaliza with a lot of emotions, but it's been amazing. We've raised this and we are still going to look into this matter. So let's just get a final remark from Faith. What is your final say on this topic?
Well, my issue, let me bring it back to the parents.
Okay.
Our parents are really proud. If a parent is asked, why is your student, who is your child, they'll actually be proud that my student anasoma Kibabii.
Yes.
But come to think of it, yes, anasoma Kibabii, you are really proud of me, but unitumi upkeep manze. Like, ni kama tu ni deport kwa Kibabii, then you just left me hivyo.
Okay.
Then come here the issue of peer pressure. And see Penina aki anadress vizuri manze, like anatitiwa vizuri. So with that in mind, with that in mind, I'll be like, I have to give in manze, ndo hata mimi at least niishi maisha kama ya watu wale wengine. So if the parents are actually responsible, yes, you understand your family situation, lakini at least our parents will make effort wa kutumia kipasi kuache tu hivyo. At least kama parents wana make effort, will be like, thank you, my mom is really supporting me.
Right. But then, what if we sensitize these ladies? Instead of just giving in because you're going through peer pressure, and something, let this community be educated. Let these ladies get to know the impact, the influence of getting into these two sexual intercourse or related sexually with your lecturers. Yeah.
Right.
Oh my god, it has been an amazing conversation. Please continue subscribing to our YouTube channel, like, comment about this amazing topic. What would you have done in your case when your parent is not paying your school fees and you're here at school? You need to survive, you need to study, you need marks, and what have you. Until next time guys, I've been the host Sawene Disguise, and what shall we tell them guys? Bye bye.